Welcome to students of class 10, parents, teachers and other viewers. You are in social science class now. In the previous presentations, as a part of consumer rights, we started learning about what are the rights we have as consumer, how government enacted laws to protect consumers in India, what are the institutional mechanisms we have discussed. In this session, we will go further to understand the nature of disputes and how we can be responsible consumers. If you look at the screen, you can see what are the areas in which disputes may arise. I am just listing some examples of areas that may include electricity providers, insurance policies, medical facilities, drugs and medicines, phone manufacturers, telecommunication companies, hotels and restaurants, builders and real estate agencies and developers, airlines, airports, travel agencies, all the motor vehicles and airlines, banking services, purchase of consumer goods and any other goods, manufacture of any goods. Disputes may also arise in the area of services. That could be deficiency in services and they may be in defect of goods, against whom the consumers may go for claims. They could be telephone companies, telecommunication companies, electricity distribution companies, builders, shopkeepers, manufacturer of goods, automobile companies, banks, transport companies, railways, roadways, service stations, repairing centers, movers and packers and many others. How to go about it? How we can be responsible consumers? When you buy a particular commodity or avail a service, the first and foremost thing is that you have to ask for a bill. You have to ask for a bill. It is essential that if there is a problem or defect in goods, the bills are going to be the major evidence to go to consumer forums. It is possible that when you go to shop owners or any producers, they may say that if you are asking for a bill, you have to pay tax, goods and services tax. We will look into details about what is this goods and services tax called GST, but please do understand that the foremost requirement for going to a consumer court or for addressing your grievances is the bill that shows that you purchased a particular commodity or availed a service from a particular provider. So, the bills are the major requirement. Whatever the value of commodity that you purchased, whatever the value of services that you availed. By paying a tax and getting a bill, that means you are also becoming a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen of this country. So, please get the bill for your purchases of goods and services. Secondly, many union level, state level agencies were set up by the Government of India and state governments to make sure that the goods are produced in good condition and they are of good quality. So, when you are buying those goods and services, see that the products are of good quality. How do you see that? Let me give you a simple example. Suppose you are a student, you may not be knowing much about it. Your parents may be knowing about this particular thing that I am showing. It's a package of a jewel. When you buy a gold material, how do you know that it is made of pure gold? It's not some other metal. There is a logo inside that's called hallmark. So whatever the gold that you buy from the jeweler shop, make sure that there is a hallmark logo inside, which is also shown in the screen. So the hallmark logo is essential when you are buying a jewel. Suppose you are going for a jam. You need to see for variety of information. I already told you that as per the right to information, you need to get the details about the product, what it contains, what are the ingredients it has, and that lot number, date of manufacturing, MRP, quantity. You also have to see that these details are updated, they are printed. These days there is a phone number, email IDs are available, so that if there are issues you can raise in the district forum. Suppose you buy a agriculture commodity. For example, I am showing you haldi, turmeric powder. You have to look for a logo called Agmark. You can see here, it is also shown in the screen. So look for the Agmark logo when you are buying, particularly goods processed, just packaged and come from the farms. So the Government of India has set up organizations, many organizations about which I am going to list later. So look for those logos introduced by these organizations. When you are buying, for example, the iron, you have to look for ISI mark. You can see the back side, the ISI logo. When you are going to shop, you feel thirsty, you want to buy a water bottle, you look for the ISI logo. There is another logo is also available, FPO. That also you have to see, particularly the groceries that you are purchasing. Like this, for variety of commodities, different logos are available. These logos you need to be made aware about it. For example, when you are buying a cake, when you are buying a agriculture commodities, or for example, I am giving you another example of a dates. You have to make sure that they are of a good quality. You also, many of you or your families may be vegetarian, wanting to continue that habit. Make sure that if you are a vegetarian, if you want to use only goods, vegetarian goods, you look for a logo with green color circle as shown in the screen. You can also come to know that if there is a logo with red color circle, that means an amount, a small quantity or large quantity, an amount of non-vegetarian items, materials are also used for making the product. These days, there is something called ISO, International Standards Organization logos are also made available. These logos are made available by the private agencies. So if you are availing a service, or if you want to know how a particular producer, manufacturer is getting their products made, you can also look for ISO logos. For example, ISO 9001, 2015, ISO 21000. So many private companies, by looking into the visiting the factories or the commodities made from that factories, like approved under ISO 9001. These days many schools, government schools, private schools also apply for ISO certification. You also have to see that you can see, if you look at, for example, if it is a ghee bottle or any other goods made of farms, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, the letters F, S, S, A, I is mentioned. The numbers are also the license provided by the government under this authority is given. Who are these people? Are they all government organizations? Yes. Under various laws, Government of India has set up organizations and introduced variety of logos. So these logos are also made popular by the government through media. So when you are purchasing any commodity, new commodity or old commodities, please look for these logos. So who are these agencies? I am just giving a list of agencies. The first agency is the Bureau of Indian Standards. So the Bureau of Indian Standards is providing certification and logos used by the companies. The logos of ISI, Agmark, Hallmark, they are all provided by the Bureau of Indian Standards. Then the TUV India is providing ISO certification. So like that, many agencies are available, and you have to look for the logos when you are particularly buying a commodity or availing a service. Then there are organizations which are outside the Consumer Act but attempting to protect consumers are also there. They do not deal with the individual consumer, but consumers at large. For example, Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, State Electricity Regulatory Authority, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, Securities and Exchange Board of India, Banks Ombudsman located in RBI, Real Estate Regulatory Authority. These agencies are attempting to protect the consumers on a large scale and regulate the production and distribution of goods and services in India. With this, we are coming to the last segment of this presentation. I am giving you a small activity. You can just take out your pen. When you go to laboratories, or your parents or anybody go to laboratories for conducting diagnostic tests like blood test and other tests, you may be interested to know whether that particular laboratory is got permission, recognition from the Government of India, or do they have a sufficient machinery. For that purpose also, there is something called National Accreditation Board for Testing and Calibration Laboratories, NABH. That organization is providing certification. So please make sure that, as shown in the screen, this logo, the logo of NABH is available, is shown in front of the laboratory when you visit the lab. Now the time has come to assess our discussion points. We also know that the consumers in India, all of us, are having not only 3 rights, rather 6 rights. I am going to read the statement. You know what are those 6 rights as shown in the previous presentations. The right to safety, right to information, right to choose, right to seek redressal, right to be heard, right to consumer education. You can note down these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and then write the number against each statement that I am going to read out now. Lata got an electric shock from a newly purchased iron. She complained to the shopkeeper immediately. You need to write which right she has exercised. John is dissatisfied with the services internet provided by Jio or Airtel for the past few months and was overcharged. He files a case in the District Consumer Forum where he resides. Statement number 3. Your friend has been sold a medicine that has crossed the expiry date and you are advising her to lodge a complaint on the basis of advertisement. Statement number 4. Iqbal makes it a point to scan through all the particulars given on the pack of any item that he buys. Statement number 5. You are not satisfied with the services of the cable TV operator catering to your locality, but you are unable to switch over to anybody else. Statement number 6. You have received a defective mobile phone from Amazon through online. You returned the mobile phone and registered a complaint to Amazon customer care and also shared the details in a website of the local consumer protection forum about it. I am sure you must have written the statements against the number against each statement. I am giving you the answers also in the screen. Statement number 1, answer 1. Statement number 2, answer 4. Statement number 3, answer 6. Statement number 4, answer 2. Statement number 5, answer 3. Statement number 6, answer 5. With regard to today's presentation, I have a small activity for you. Look at the two columns, you need to match them. I have already discussed with you what these different logos are standing for. So, on the first column, I am listing the commodity. On the second column, I am listing the logo, the name of the logo in words. Commodity 1, electric wire. Commodity 2, rice, wheat, honey. Commodity 3, jewels. Commodity 4, diagnostic blood tests. Commodity 5, fruit juice. The logo details: logo A, NABL, logo B, ISI, logo C, Agmark, logo D, Hallmark, logo E, FPO. Match these both the columns. The appropriate answers are also available in the screen. Electric wire, ISI. Rice, wheat, honey, Agmark. Jewellery, Hallmark. Diagnostic test, NABL. Fruit juice, FPO. Let me come to the final recapitulation of the ideas we discussed in today's presentation. Consumer Protection Act 1986, amended in 2019 in India, provide us with 6 consumer rights. They are right to safety, right to information, right to choice, right to seek redressal, right to representation, or right to be heard, right to consumer education. We need to look for quality standards which comes in the form of logos while buying goods or availing services on the bills, on the billboards of any provider. When rights as consumer is affected, if you are affected as a consumer while buying a commodity or availing a service, you need to go to consumer court. The mechanisms are very simple. However, you need to provide the documents the forums or the commissions ask. For that purposes, you can follow certain procedures such as asking for a bill, looking for a logo, and so on. Thank you.